What we are going to talk about today is very close to my heart, and just yesterday somebody posted a comment to me and I thought that this is the time I'm going to actually shoot a video on this. So today I'm going to tell you how exactly a person who is from such a highly non-technical background like me, being a CA, being a chartered accountant, how come I ended up into a business which was completely digital media and digital stuff, which I hardly understand and was even weaker earlier when I had actually started it. I'm going to exactly guide you as to what happened, how I looked for help, and who all helped me, and how did my learning happen. All of that. I'm going to cover all of that with you today. So let's get the first few things in place before I move on to the more important stuff. Was this easy? No, it was not easy. Did I get help? Absolutely, nothing was possible otherwise. But then why did I do it after all? The answer is simple. I wanted to create an impact on the world. I did not want to limit myself to one particular office where I'm confined. Plus, I knew that I'm a talented speaker. I have always considered that as a talent of mine. Another thing is that I knew that internet has the potential of exponential growth. So in the beginning, the effort will be more and the growth will be little. But after a particular while, the growth is going to be far more than the effort. So exponential growth is what I was looking for. I wanted something more sustainable. I had seen my own boss getting fired right there in front of my eyes in the very first year of my job. So I never really trusted a job. I wanted something that would last me a lifetime, I could depend on. That is why I started a business of my own. And I can happily tell you this, that I am more or less now dependent on my business. I'm not doing a job as such, and I'm completely a freelancer, and that is what I help you guys with on my channel. Let's talk about the help that I received. So there's a friend of mine who is completely into digital business and digital marketing and stuff like that. I took his help, and whatever I did on the entire journey of me building this business, my website, my channel, and everything that I do was only possible with his help. I knew nothing about YouTube. I knew nothing about creating thumbnails, editing videos, uploading, nothing at all. I was very terribly blank actually. And creating a website, I really wanted to do it from a very long time, but I had never thought that I would actually be able to do it. In all, I just want to say that, sometimes you don't have enough to depend on yourself. You lack that knowledge. You do not have that kind of expertise, but it's always okay to find the right kind of help. Your growth becomes easy. You are motivated because you see the results quickly. See, the thing is that there are too many steps in learning before you reach a place where you are in a position to help others. And I can proudly say that I've gone through all those steps. I have made a lot of progress in learning. I have given it a lot of time to understand things that I did not understand earlier. See, there's one good thing that I did, and I would advise you also to do. I was working side by side. I always wanted a business of my own. I always wanted to make money from Google. But on the side, I was earning from teaching. And I did save money. I saved money, I invested that money, because when you're building a business, you need money. It's a good thing to have a side income along which you can build your business. Because the internet business gives you a lot of freedom of movement, which meant a lot to me because I want to travel the world, and at the same time, I want to work and I want to make money. There's one thing that I always follow, and I will help you also by knowing this fundamental. The simple thing is that always start with the most easy. If you do not know 10 things, all right, and you have to do those 10 things in order to get there where you want to be. Break it down into small parts, little parts, little portions. Pick out the most easy one and do and execute that little portion. And then hop on to the next one and the next one, the next one, and so on and so forth. That is the strategy that I always follow. If I have to create a very technical video and I am not very confident about it, I generally start with writing down the title for the video. I sit down with a paper, with a pen, I write down the title for the video. That is the first little thing that I do for the video. Then I start with my research, I write down the points, I make groups of those points. Okay, there is a lot that goes into execution, but the planning part also takes a lot of your time. And that is where I'm saying that start with the most easy thing. If you want to start a YouTube channel, the most easy thing would be to make a very small 30-second video and upload it. Learn about the thumbnails later, learn about the editing later, learn about the software later, do all those things later. First step is to first upload your first video. So then the learning part started. I first uploaded the video. I learned about creating the thumbnails. I learned about editing, the various features that are offered by a software. I learned about the best software which I can use for the editing of my videos. Started a website of my own. For a very long time, I was just paying for the hosting of the website. I wasn't doing anything on it because I was just too scared. Honest, hand on my heart, I was just too scared. I had started the domain. I had started with aleenaraies.com, but I did not know what to write. I did not know where to start. For many months, it was just lying idle. I did not know where to start. Okay, but gradually things happened. I started with it and it went well. Then I started with Instagram. Then I did not understand Instagram at all in the beginning. It was very confusing for me. I was not very much into clicking pictures and I was not very much into clicking selfies. But then I realized the importance of Instagram. I saw it on other YouTubers' videos that, you know, if you want to build a community and you want to establish a brand of your own, Instagram is something that you will have to take help of. And then I started with Instagram. I started learning about how to advertise on Instagram. I learned about how to advertise on YouTube. There were many things, too many steps. If I have to sit down and write about the steps that have gone into being where I am right now in the journey of my business, I would say there would be more than 200 or 300 steps that required some kind of learning. And that is why I say that break it down into little parts. Do one part at a time. You cannot really do all of that stuff in one go. It will take you years to understand all those things. After starting my Instagram, I linked everything. I linked my Instagram to my website, to YouTube, and I made a little universe of it. I connected all these three things together, and now I see some traffic flowing from YouTube to Instagram, some flowing from Instagram to website, some flowing from website to YouTube. There is this whole thing that is going on, and it goes on for everyone. It will happen for you as well if you start with this. Instagram, YouTube, a website, LinkedIn, Twitter. These are five to six things. TikTok. If you want to build a business over here, you want to make money from it, at least 2 to 3 you would be needing, right? So that is why I had to start with my website and my Instagram. And why? Because, you know, these are proven methods. People have been doing it for years and these have proved to be beneficial to people. So I had no choice than to just learn these, right? And now I'm earning from these things and I still know very little about it. Who had known that, you know, there would be times like these where people would be losing jobs and looking for options to earn online, which we are into right now, right? So people who switched to online earning and making money online and building a career online, I think they did the right thing and they were smart enough to start early. And even if you are thinking now if you should or you should not, I would say that I don't know what you're thinking about. You should start right away. If there's any help that you need from me, please email me. Let me know on Instagram, on the comments, anywhere. And I will try and help you with as much as I can. In the end, I would just leave you with a thought. A bend in the road is not the end of the road unless you fail to make the turn. Post me a comment, ask your queries. I'm right here to help you, take my help. Subscribe to the channel, press that red button right there, give it a like, press the bell icon. You can also mail me your query on my website and you can follow me on Instagram. Bye-bye.